Hello, this is Dr. Eric Bricker, and thank you for watching AHealthcareZ. Today we're going to be discussing marketing in healthcare. Now, I wrote B2B here because the vast majority of marketing in healthcare is business-to-business marketing as opposed to business-to-consumer marketing. Now, marketing typically has been broken down into the 4 P's of product, price, placement, and promotion. So we're going to go through those 4 P's specifically as it relates to healthcare. Now, the first P, product, the key is that whatever the product or service is, that it has a 10x better value proposition from what is currently in the marketplace. And what I mean by 10 times better is that it's essentially an order of magnitude better. It's got to be like really better. And what do I mean by better? I mean by either it's better for the top line or it's better for the bottom line of the business-to-business customer. And for the top line, that means it's better in producing revenue. And in healthcare, what that means is specifically for the provider, right? Because it's the doctors, it's the hospitals, they're the ones that are most, or the pharmaceutical company for the medical device company, they're the ones that are most interested in boosting revenue, okay? But really my expertise is really in 10x for the buyers, which is really a bottom line value proposition, right? And who are the buyers, who are the payers in healthcare? That's government, employers, individuals, unions, etc. Insurance carriers, those are the payers of healthcare, right? So they're really looking for decreased cost or increased operational efficiency, increased speed, increased flexibility, decreased risks. Okay, so an example for a top-line innovation might be like robotic surgery, and the reason why hospitals love robotic surgery is because they can charge so much more for it, improving their revenue. And an example for a bottom-line improvement would be the consumer-directed health plan. So this is where in the early 2000s, this is where Luminos and Definity were really the two harbingers of the consumer-directed health plan, and they were both subsequently bought by major insurance carriers. But their 10x proposition was that the consumer-directed health plan is actually an actuarially superior plan vis-a-vis a PPO. Okay, so it's got to be 10x. Next up is the price, and the key to the price is that it motivates the channel, and that channel might even be like your internal sales force, or it might be the channel sales that you're going through. In other words, it can't be too high and it can't be too low. And especially when it comes to bottom line improvements, your 10x value proposition might actually be your price. So it's key to understanding that the price is not what like covers your expenses. Like the marketplace doesn't care about your expenses, okay? What is important about the price is that it motivates the channel. Okay, next up is the placement. So you can think of that as like merchandising, like where do people like buy what it is that you're selling? And in the world of payers, employers, the folks who they traditionally buy stuff from is from their insurance broker, their benefit consultant, from the insurance carrier, from other folks that help them run their plan, whether it be their HRIS system or their Ben Admin platform. And so if you have a very different 10x value proposition, you cannot have a very different way of selling it. Okay, so you can't come in through like a totally different department. You can't come in with a 10x benefits proposition trying to go through like the IT department. It's okay, that's just not how it's going to work. So you need to understand where people buy. It's like selling tomatoes next to the road, right? Sure, you can sell some tomatoes next to the road, but at the end of the day, where people buy the vast majority of their tomatoes is in the grocery store, okay? So this is the grocery store. This is where people go to actually buy what it is that you're selling. Okay, and then finally, the promotion. And that's what people historically think of when they think of marketing. But notice that promotion is just one of the 4 P's. And in my opinion, it's the bottom of the 4 P's, right? And so you have sort of outbound and inbound promotional marketing. And outbound might be like emails or relationships that your existing salespeople have with with people in the industry. And then inbound might be blogs or videos where you're sending out content and then you're getting leads into you. Now, within both outbound and inbound, you have the framework of interrupt, engage, educate, and then the offer or the call to action. Now that needs to be gotten right as well. Now I won't go into any more detail for the sake of brevity on this video, but notice I put these in a specific order, okay? Because like you have to get all 4 of these right. But let's say you get the promotion, the placement, and the price right. If you do not have a 10x value proposition, it's not going to work. Likewise, if you have a 10x value proposition and people are used to kind of paying $1 PEPM for your services and you're charging like $10 PEPM, like it's not going to work, right? Because the price is like totally wrong. And again, if you try to go direct, maybe that'll work, but maybe you have to actually go to where people are buying it through the brokers and the benefit consultants, etc. Okay, now that brings me to my final point, which is segmentation. Okay, the market is not some homogeneous place. It's very heterogeneous, meaning it has very different market segments. And the 4 Ps change by market segment. So this gets super complicated. You'll have to essentially create a matrix where you're like, okay, well, what are my 4 Ps for this segment? And what are my 4 Ps for that segment? And let me give you a specific example, just in terms of the placement. So in employee-sponsored health plans, so you can go direct for national accounts and jumbo employers, but in the mid-market, they almost never talk to vendors directly. You really need to go through their broker, their benefit consultant, or get baked into their insurance carrier or their TPA. Okay. Likewise, that goes as well for how you promote to these folks. It even goes to what the specific value proposition is. So just know that as you're going through the 4 Ps of marketing, you need to identify which segment you're talking about and then customize the 4 Ps for that segment in order to be successful. And that's my point for today. Thank you for watching A Healthcare Z.